I um back again. You know, still trying to get over this letter. I mean, this is I've got to go do some real searching into my thing to get the position statement um, from the MCAD. Um, those of you who are just seeing this for the first time, this is the Boston Police letter notifying me that they have looked into my case and my accusations against this Detective Becker for sabotaging my case, which he did. I mean, he never showed up at court. He said that he couldn't be there. And then he only notified me less than 24 hours of the day that I had to be in court. Um, no warning, no nothing, no preparation, no nothing. I was just there to, and the charge that he charged Peabody Properties with assault with a deadly weapon at my door, which they left out in the letter. The letter that I showed y'all says nothing about assault. It says assault with a deadly weapon, but it doesn't uh, specifically say what weapon was used. Okay. Um, that's kind of vague for a police department. I mean, this is the people that you rely on to go to for accuracy, thorough investigation, transparency. There's nothing transparent about that because those were his words, not my words. I never got interviewed by him. My story has never changed since the beginning, is when I told them what had happened. When I went to file a police report, I was denied the due process because the cop told me that. He said, "Miss, did you open your door?" I said, "Yeah, I had to see what it is, who was there." And he said, "Well, then you let him in." I said, "No." I said, "You have to invite somebody." And then he cut me off. He said, "Ma'am, did you open your door?" I said, "Yeah," but I should have told him my son answered it previously before me because he had to close the door to get me out of the bed to let me know that there were two women at my door. So if he didn't let them in, why was it when I answered the door, they were authorized to come in? As what this policeman would have justified his action of saying, well, then I let them in. If that's the case, then they should have been in my house when I came out my bedroom door. This is it's insulting. It's degrading. It's humiliating. To know that you're viewed as, I don't even know um, what label I could give this is the opinion of me. I mean, this detective said he did a thorough investigation into proving my case. What case? The idea of an assault came up was through this cop, because I said they barged into my apartment, is what I told him. The woman just pushed me out of the way, and I fell backwards because she, you know, this is a heavy door, and I opened it. Let me see. I opened it about this much, and I looked out of it to see who it was. So most of my body was behind the door. So when she pushed the door open, she caused me to stumble back in that demeanor. Nothing that said I hit the floor, as Ms. Charmaine would have stated in her deposition with MCAD. So there's another discrepancy in their story, because she wasn't, she was here present. She knew I didn't hit the floor. And my witness is here. He was here, that he never got interviewed, but the law is the law. They had no business at my door, period. It is against the law to enter into someone's apartment, especially management or landlord, without notifying the individual that you're coming 24-hour notice. And it's on that audio. She said she didn't even know they were coming. She just happened to look up and they were coming through the door. And she got up and she followed them. And she said my apartment wasn't the only apartment that they went to. But when she got to my door, she made the comment, which Ms. Charmaine told me, and I could take a lie detector test. She said that this was her training day, and the lady told her, I'm going to show you how to handle these kind of people. As appalling as this story is, when I first posted this video 2 years ago, I said, this story is too unbelievable to believe. It's too unbelievable. I sat there with this afro and I'm crying my eyes out and in such a despair that I told my son, the story's got to be told and somebody's got to be able to tell it, because there's no days promised to anybody, but the comments that I'm making against the Boston police, they're not too happy about this. Okay. The comments that I made earlier about lack of intelligence was more of my benefit than their benefit, because I can't believe that somebody could think somebody's this naive. Unless they have a very low, high opinion of who you are and who you represent as a person. Just common sense. Because then you're taking one person and you're putting everybody in that one category. But the fact that you don't even know me, don't know my background, or my education status, what my accomplishments are, and what I've done, you don't know me. And you put a value on my color and a value on me as being a woman. Is this to say I don't have any worth or value as a person? Or the intellect or intelligence to, summarize it. You know how humiliating that's degradation, man. My God. Defamation of character. Don't you think God ain't watching? Because my prayers and my cries, bet you a lot of them went up along with mine. I made a covenant with God. I said, God, let this be revealed. I said, I can't pursue this in a self-interest value, knowing that other people out there, women and kids and elderly people, are being uprooted and violated in such a way. Innocent children being forced into streets and things, probably because they're too scared of being evicted. They just didn't think I was going to be as voiceful as I was and go out. And this is years now. I'm still fighting this. The average person would give up. But I told God I wouldn't. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. Somewhere along the line, this is going to help somebody because somebody out there knows the truth. And any of this was just made up. Why are they sending me this kind of a letter? Let me see if I can go over a little bit more. Why are they sending me this as a description of what happened? You don't explain away something that never happened. And then the fact that they said the investigation which reveals that the action complained of did occur. You see if I can give this to you all. Let me put my hand on it. Okay. Right there. It did occur. Therefore, the admission that I'm not lying but he should be exonerated. He should be, exonerated because he did a thorough investigation. I don't know what proof he got that he did a thorough investigation, but the thorough investigation I did is not the same that he did because I contacted this organization, Eternal Affairs. That whole session with Paul Joseph was recorded with Eternal Affairs. The whole idea of him showing me that cop's picture in a uniform is to show in my proof that I never seen who this, because my son had to say, "Ma, that's him. That's the detective." And I'm like, oh. And he knew from my response, I never seen the man or even spoke with him. That's evidence. That's evidence. And the fact that none of us was interviewed in person by this person, but he could come to the property manager, and then he's lying again and saying that I therefore Miss Charmaine Charles. Where was that? Says okay. The witness, Charmaine Charles, also stated that Detective Becker did not call you mental. I'm going to put this right here. Okay. Now, y'all see that? Now, here's the funny part. I got a legal document from Peabody Properties lawyers in their position statement of Miss Charmaine Charles' comments of what Detective Becker said. She said, and that's that third party up here. See, this is who they claim that, and this person's name does not exist. This is Shameless Charles. It should be Shameless Charles, but who they claim is the third party. Okay. That's but Miss Charmaine Charles on their position statements, the one where she got with the lawyers, and they put down that position statement that's supposed to be truthful, said that Detective Becker referred to me as being mental because she told him that it couldn't possibly be her in May of 2021 because she was away having an operation. Therefore, Mr. Becker's comment was, according to Miss Charmaine Charles, I think something is mental going on with her. I'm going to drop this case. My evidence that I have is my doctor. Everything has been medically documented. I told her what was said in the position statement that because if you go back and look at my stories, when I told my doctor, my physician, what was said on this position statement, she said, that's discrimination. I said, really? She says, yeah. She says, that's like saying you got diabetes and therefore he can't represent you because you got a medical issue. And that's against the law. They can't do that. I brought this up to Greater Boston Legal Services, who was finding out that this overcharge of rent that they claim I owed and eviction notices every month didn't occur because I paid all my rent up every time on time. I was not behind, which was over a year of harassment. And that's when she said, you need to sue them. And therefore, my evidence with Greater Boston Legal Services coincides with my evidence. And what I'm saying is that this incident happened in February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2020. Therefore, she was having an operation in May. But he came, this is a detective, and I said this before, he didn't even have the correct year, let alone the correct date. How did he get May out of February? I don't know. And how did he get the 14th of 2020 to May of 2021? This is a law enforcement officer. This is a detective. And then that's when he decided that he was going to, after the doctor said, well, that's discrimination. And then I put that in my report. About a year later, after I filed the original with the MCAD on this thing, this here later came up with Becker because it happened a year later. And I said, Miss Charmaine Charles is changing her story, and now she's ready to tell all. Even she's ready to tell on the Boston police. She was the one who was pointing out to me the repeated cops that were coming, and how they had Detective Becker sitting outside my building one day with a black guy in the car. She was telling me stuff. Why would he then say that Charmaine Charles also stated that Detective Becker did not call you mental? How would he know about that conversation? Somebody inventing a story as the story goes on. Other than that, they can't explain it. Now, I know there's a recording with Eternal Affairs, and he did everything. And this is what the Eternal Affairs office is sending me back, that he did everything that he was supposed to do. And like the judge said, he said, Miss McLeod, he says, see, the detective isn't here. He says, and I don't believe they came to your apartment on the intent of killing you, basically. But I notice now that's proof. That's another thing that I got proof of, is that court hearing. Because the judge specifically asked them, I know you didn't come to her apartment on a suspicion of cigarette smoke. This is the perjury I told you all about. And they denied it in front of the judge. Oh, no. We distinctly smelled fire. Because he knew he would have threw the book at them because they didn't give me 24-hour notice knocking on my door. He made a point of that would have been against the law. If you'd have came to my door thinking I'm smoking cigarettes in here and you just showed up at my door and knocked. No, you got to give me 24-hour notice. The hell, when you black and female, you ain't got no rights. What rights do I have, y'all? And if I can't defend myself over something this small, which is huge because it's a defamation of character. And the governor won't do anything. She hasn't done anything yet. But election is coming. And for this, y'all can see his name. Makes you want to go back and read my whole story, don't it? Go look at my story and you'll see and you'll feel everything that they've done to me. And I'm still here. I don't know for how long. But my story is out here. It's out here. thank you all for putting me on a platform that I could share this. That nobody else has to go through this. And at least they know that somebody is aware of what they've done. They can't hide this anymore. They can't hide this anymore. And through their own admission, that it occurred. It occurred. Oh, jeez. That one tear. No. I'm not giving it to you, Peabody Properties. I'm not giving it to you, Boston Police Department. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm a strong woman. My life is going to mean something. Because I've told the story. I've told the story. And if it can help somebody that's gone through what I'm going through or going through it, let it be done in God's will. Let it be done. He's heard your prayers. He's heard them. And you're not alone. You're not alone. Because it did happen. It is happening. All we got is each other. Wow. Thank you, God, for giving me this mission to do this. In your name. In your name. All praise and all honor to you in your name. He's heard you. He's heard you. Oh, I gotta go. Love y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. We gonna get over this. We shall overcome. We will overcome. Yes.